Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Karen Cassiday, and Fr Eirik and I are going to be giving you some hot tips about how to increase intimacy. And I'm going to talk about how to increase the intimacy with your children, your young adults in your family, and with your partner. In other words, the people that you are stuck at home with during this time of COVID-19 self-quarantine. And one of the first instincts we have when we are suddenly forced to hunker down is to try and create boundaries and sort of protect our space and find ways to be private because we're not used to being together so much. And you're going to need to resist this urge because this is actually an opportunity for us to build intimacy. And there's several things you can do that families oftentimes forget to do and spouses oftentimes forget to do. So number one, stop using sarcasm. Sarcasm is off-putting. It's not really a sign of good humor. It's a way to express anger and frustration and resentment. And so I'm going to suggest that you check yourself and try not to make sarcastic comments or share sarcastic humor from the internet, and instead go for the really genuinely funny, good-humored stuff. So that's number one. So you're going to put a lid on that. Number two is share good humor. When we laugh together, we release dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and it makes us feel closer. And in fact, our human instinct is to want to share joy and share laughter. Like, have you ever noticed if you see a really funny post, you hear a good joke, you want to tell someone? Do that. Share it with other people. Make a competition where each day people in your family have to find the funniest song, the funniest toddler singing covers, the funniest thing that hamsters do during COVID-19, or cats, or funny clips or funny memes, but share good humor with your family. The next thing is ask questions. And unfortunately, as a parent, we oftentimes make the mistake that we know our kids better than we do, or we think, oh, I know my spouse better than they do. Well, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. And in fact, the best thing you can do is to ask open-ended questions. And if you have the Ungame or want to order it online, I would use Ungame questions. You can get table topics from the internet on Amazon. It's these cubes of 100 cards with great conversation starters. And then the free way is just Google great conversation starters. And if you have young kids, you can Google great conversation starters for families, for young kids. And they're questions that everyone likes to ask, such as, what's the secret to happiness? If you were marooned on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you? Stuff like that, where you don't have to have a particular education or knowledge set. It's about your opinion and your felt experience. So start asking questions. And in fact, you could do one question every time you meet together for dinner, or every time you tuck in for bed. Another thing is start a family appreciation journal. And this one is really fun. Get a blank notebook, put it in the bathroom, and make it a family rule. Every time you are in there, sitting doing your thing, you gotta write down something that you are grateful for. And it has to be something specific to that day. So not just a general thing like, I'm glad I'm alive, unless you just got out of the hospital from COVID-19. But something that you're grateful for that day, like mom made pancakes, or when the hamster got lost, we were able to find it. Whatever fits for that day. And then the other thing I suggest is that you start a gratitude grace. So instead of just saying your regular grace, you have everyone go around the table and share one thing that they're grateful for. And what I found with my kids when we do gratitude grace, which we've done for years and years, is I learn more about what they value, what meant something to them that day, and they learn the same thing about me, and it makes us more authentic and real with each other in ways that we wouldn't otherwise do. So I hope these tips have encouraged you. I want you to watch what Fr Eirik has to say, because you're going to want to dive deep with the Lord with his suggestions. And I wish you well and pray for your peace and well-being during this time of COVID-19 self-quarantine.